It's Sunday. It's time for my mental health vlog, and I am feeling lazy. Do you ever feel like your check engine light is on? Like, not in your car, but like your check engine light is on. I feel like I've reached that point in my life where my check engine light is always on, or some kind of warning on my dashboard where something always aches or feels different or makes noise that shouldn't make noise, or leaks, or is gassy, or just something is expelling gas. Something is always just wrong or not quite right. So my check engine light, I feel like, is always on. Random metaphor for the day. um, this has been a week of challenging my ability to stay positive in light of negative environmental influences. Got some bad news this week. Pretty bad news. That really took me a couple of days to shed the funk from. And I know I've got full disclosure with y'all, but unfortunately, this particular piece of news involves somebody else. So I don't want to go into too many details other than it is a bump in the road along to some closure that is needed, and the cost of the bump in the road is a lot more than I expected it to be, dramatically. So just kind of trying to figure that out. And that kind of put me in a funk for the whole week. Wednesday night we had something really fun. My boyfriend and I had something really fun that we were supposed to do, and that was the day that I got the news, and we went and we did it. But I was still just in this funk from this news. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of being an asshole to my boyfriend, and I kept apologizing for being an asshole, but the point was, I was being an asshole. Just because I couldn't shake this funk, and I couldn't get out of this woe is me mindset, or I am a trash person mindset. So that mindset led into a whole bunch of other different things, like, am I good enough for my boyfriend? Like, could he do better? Or just things like that. So that's the crap that's been bouncing around my head this week that I've been dealing with. And Friday night, my son came over, and we had a good time. I always have a good time when my son comes over, but when it came close to bedtime, he wasn't listening, and I had this really bad case of what I call hiccup burps, which are hiccups and burps combined, which are painful, and they were really bad. And he wasn't listening. I was not feeling well, and after about the fifth or sixth time of me telling him what he needed to do to get ready for bed, I yelled. I yelled really loud and really aggressively, and that's something that I don't tend to do. And it scared him because that's not something I tend to do. And that took me back to about a year and a half ago when I hit my ex's boyfriend in front of my son. And he was scared of me. And I hate that feeling that my son is scared of me. I spent a good chunk of my childhood being scared of my father. I never want my son to be afraid of me. So it was to the point where when he spends the night, he and I share a bed because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. And it was to the point where he didn't want to share the bed with me at bedtime. So I let him have the bed. I slept on the couch. I slept on the couch. As good as anyone can sleep on a couch when you're 6'6" and your couch is not. Saturday morning, when we woke up, I went in there and talked to him a little bit more, and I made sure he understood that he has no reason to be scared of Papa, ever. And I would never, ever do anything to hurt him. But I can't change the fact that I made him scared. That's a shitty feeling, and it's a feeling I've had before. After my boyfriend left Friday night, this was after the incident with my son, I was texting him once he got home, and I again was apologizing for being just an asshole. I was recluded, shut down, and just acting like an ass all week. And I apologized again. And he's like, yeah, you really have been. And Saturday I decided, even with the lack of sleep, I decided Saturday was going to be a different day. Saturday was going to be a good day. I was going to take my serenity prayer into my hands. And I was going to accept the things I couldn't change. Be courageous enough to change the things I can. And have the wisdom to know the difference. And not stress out so much about the things I can't change. It's amazing how that little serenity prayer has got me through a lot in my recovery and in my mental growth, my mental health growth. So if you're not familiar with the official prayer, it is, higher power, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And really come in handy. You say it to your higher power, but sometimes you just have to remind yourself that that's the action that you need to take. So Saturday I did. I decided that it was going to be a better day, and it was a better day. I had a better attitude. I had a great morning with my son, an early afternoon with my son. I did some self-care on Saturday. Got a haircut. Got a manicure and pedicure. Because I'm going into my birthday week, and I figured I'm worth it. And I may not be able to afford things like that in the near future, so I wanted to take advantage of those while I could. Got a really pretty color on my toes. It matches my hair. It's a little darker than my hair, but it's really pretty. Spent some quality time with my boyfriend Saturday evening. Much needed, positive time with him. Had a little progress on my sexual anorexia, which was also good. Just goes to show you that the power of positive thinking can actually go a long way. Who knew? Did have a conversation last night where I was worried that I wasn't good enough for him, just because of the baggage that I bring with me. And he basically reminded me that that's not a decision for me to make for him. So, and he's right. So, Wednesday I turned the big 4-2, which is the answer to the universe and everything else, according to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. For me, it's just a positive number. I like even numbers better than odd numbers, so maybe 42 will be a good year. I think that's all I've got going on right now. Going to Benihana's on Wednesday. Woohoo! Wednesday, Texas is opening up 100%. Our governor's an idiot. So, if you're in Texas, if you're anywhere in the world, wear a mask. And don't patronize businesses that are lifting restrictions that just don't make sense right now. Support the businesses that are continuing to support mask policies. They need it. All right, guys. That's it for this week. Check in on your friends. Let them know you love them. Check in on your family. Let them know you love one. Let them know you love them. Remind yourself that you love yourself, even when you're weak as shitty. Make sure you're doing your self-care. Yeah. All right. That's it for this week. I will see you guys next week. Bye.